When Brad Pitt strolled the red carpet at F1, the movie's New York premiere last month, it wasn't just another paparazzi moment, it was the quiet emergence of a new chapter in his life. Wearing a navy suit tailored to perfection, Brad held hands with longtime partner Ines de Ramon, walking not only as a global movie icon, but as a man grounded in partnership. Gone were the heavily managed solo appearances and calculated silences. Instead, the public was offered something rare in the orbit of global fame: vulnerability, authenticity, and emotional evolution. The gesture of simply showing up together felt bold in its subtlety. For years, Brad kept his personal life under wraps with the same discipline and depth he brings to major movie roles. But under the golden light of that June evening, the small, tender gestures, his arm resting gently on Ines, shared smiles and spontaneous laughter, spoke volumes louder than any tabloid headline. When asked about introducing Ines to the fast-paced, adrenaline-fueled world of Formula One, Brad grinned and said, "Well, she is European, so she already had a taste." It was playful, unscripted, and honest. That easy tone captured how natural and deeply rooted their bond has become. Their red carpet appearance wasn't just another couple reveal. It felt like communion, a merging of energies. Friends of the couple noted that Brad seemed different, not performative, not rehearsed, just present. Fully at ease with being seen beside someone who's been quietly but powerfully by his side through a transformative period of his life. Insiders describe their romance as peaceful, calm, and deeply supportive. Something Hollywood rarely sees so transparently. Only a week later, at Formula One's Grand London premiere, the chemistry between Brad and Ines didn't just hold, it evolved. The intimacy between them was stronger, more visible, and deeply affectionate. Pitt looked effortlessly sharp in a forest green double-breasted suit and signature aviator shades. Ines glowed in a crystal-embellished gown that shimmered in the evening light, completing the look with a fringed clutch and her signature poise. At one point, she reached up to gently adjust Brad's tie, a minor act to the untrained eye, but to those watching closely, it was a symbol, a quiet code for "we're in this together." Observers noted that Brad didn't flinch or fidget. Instead, he smiled, leaned into it. Insiders said he looked, well, genuinely thrilled to have her at his side. The words most often used to describe Ines in these circles: loyal, low drama, unshakably grounded. But you know, every love story has its crossroads. And after more than 2 years of dating, initially under the radar in late 2022, the couple is reportedly facing theirs. What began as quiet companionship has morphed into a serious, emotionally intimate relationship. And now, sources close to the couple reveal that Ines is growing frustrated with Brad's hesitation around commitment. She's 32, successful, independent, ready to build something lasting. And while Brad is deeply connected to her, reports say he's dragging his feet. Ines, they say, is seeking clarity, a ring, or at least a promise, a vision of forever. But Brad's reluctance doesn't stem from disinterest. It stems from trauma, from scars earned through one of Hollywood's most emotionally and legally exhausting breakups in history. His 8-year divorce saga with Angelina Jolie, finally finalized only in late 2024, left him wary of diving into another legally binding relationship. That chapter didn't just end a marriage, it redefined Brad's view of love, trust, and what partnership means under the harsh lights of fame and courtrooms. Today, insiders say Brad treasures his life with Ines, but that life, for now, exists outside the boundaries of rings and legal contracts. He's not saying never, one close source explains. He's saying not yet, not again, not without certainty. That caution, however, has led to tension, especially over the conversation of a prenup. Brad, burned once before, reportedly insists on it. Ines, on the other hand, sees it as a barrier. Unfair, some have said she called it. Not because she's chasing anything financial, but because she feels that if trust exists, so should equity. Despite that friction, the foundation of their relationship remains intact. Ines to Brad represents calm, a soft landing after years of turbulence. Friends say she's been instrumental in his healing, from courtroom battles to quiet family strains. She's not loud in her support. She's constant. And yet their connection isn't just serene, it's charged. In a recent interview tied to the Formula One press tour, Brad was asked about the sudden public embrace of his relationship. He smiled and dismissed the idea that any of it was choreographed. "If you're really living," he said, "how exhausting would that be? Life evolves, relationships evolve." That single sentence offered rare insight. It was a man speaking not as a brand, not as a star, but as a human. Honestly, he was just tired of scripting his life. He was, ready to live it, on his terms, with her. Meanwhile, across the tabloid universe, a quieter subplot unfolds. Jennifer Aniston, his former wife and partner from a different era, continues to thrive in her own light. She's reportedly happy, dating someone new. And Brad, for what it's worth, has expressed admiration. He's even said, according to friends, that her current partner seems tuned into what she needs and that he's glad she's supported. It's a remarkable statement from someone once embroiled in one of Hollywood's most iconic love triangles. Gone is the drama. In its place is maturity, a mutual respect that's been earned, not assumed. And perhaps, that says more about Brad's evolution than anything else. Fans have been watching closely, and not just in judgment. This time, the commentary feels different. Comments like "Brad is glowing lately," and "it's refreshing to witness Hollywood love without chaos" are flooding social media. There's a sense that audiences aren't just gawking. They're rooting for happiness, for growth, for closure. So what does it all add up to? A relationship that refuses to be rushed. A man still healing in public and private. A woman seeking clarity without ultimatums. And an ex moving forward with quiet strength. This story feels less like celebrity gossip and more like an unfolding emotional arc, one the public has been invited to witness. There are no villains here, just real people, wounded, hopeful, and trying. And in the backdrop of it all, F1 the movie continues to dominate at the global box office, earning over $460 million and climbing. The film, rich in energy and adrenaline, mirrors Pitt's current state of mind, reignited, recommitted, rediscovering passion not only on the screen, but in life. Ines, by all accounts, helped bring that fire back. She entered quietly without fanfare. But now, she stands beside him in every sense. And whether or not their love ends in marriage or in something less defined but equally real, it's clear that this is a chapter that matters. Of course, critics have pointed to the age gap, Brad at 60, Ines at 32, but those who know them best say the connection transcends numbers. It's about shared rhythm, mutual emotional intelligence, compatibility that lives not in years but in moments. Late-night conversations, inside jokes, the ability to be fully seen. In the end, this story feels more like character development than tabloid fodder. Brad, once burning too bright in the chaos of fame, now walks thoughtfully. Not perfectly, not always confidently, but with intention. And Ines either walks beside him or waits at the crossroads, hoping he catches up. So what comes next? Will Brad let his guard down just enough to step into the commitment Ines craves? Or will their love remain an ever-evolving journey, deep but undefined? Because, sometimes love doesn't need to be loud to be real. Sometimes it's quiet, supportive, deeply human, and above all, earned. This isn't just a celebrity romance, it's a study in second chances, in learning to love again after heartbreak. In trusting not just someone else, but yourself. And as F1, the movie races forward, so too does the quieter, more personal story behind it. A man rebranding his life, a relationship approaching a decision point, and a future wide open, waiting to be written. If you want real Hollywood stories, drama-free, emotion-driven, and raw, follow now for exclusive love stories, career comebacks, and red carpet transformations. Don't just watch the headlines, understand the heart behind them.